Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is often seen as one of the most accurate adaptations in the series, and compared to the other films, it actually is. But even here, the movie quietly removes details that change how the story unfolds. Not the ending, but the way you experience the mystery. Let's start with something the movie removes completely: the Deathday Party. In the book, Harry doesn't just randomly find Mrs. Norris petrified. He attends nearly headless Nick's Deathday Party, a gathering of ghosts celebrating 500 years since his death. The food is rotten, the atmosphere is cold, and everything feels unnatural. It's during this event that Harry first hears the voice. And it's also where we're properly introduced to Moaning Myrtle. In the movie, this entire sequence is removed. Harry simply hears the voice during detention, which means the mystery begins suddenly, instead of slowly building in a strange, unsettling setting. Another important change happens during the dueling club. In the movie, Hermione explains what the word mudblood means. But in the book, she doesn't know. Ron explains it and reacts emotionally, because for him it's not just a word, it's an insult tied to the wizarding world he grew up in. This moment shows something important. Hermione is intelligent, but Ron understands the world better than she does. The movie removes that balance completely. And then there's Filch. In the book, Harry discovers a letter, a course called Quickspell. It reveals that Filch is a squib, someone born into a magical family, but unable to perform magic. This explains his bitterness, his anger towards students. In the movie, this detail is completely missing. Filch is just unpleasant. But in the book, he's something else. Someone who doesn't belong in the world he lives in. Another major change comes in how the Chamber of Secrets itself is explained. In the movie, Professor McGonagall explains the legend, but in the book, it's Professor Binns, a ghost, a teacher so boring that no one pays attention to him. Until suddenly, the story matters. That detail adds something important. The idea that history, even when ignored, still shapes the present. Now let's look at Hermione's discovery. In the movie, it feels like she suddenly figures everything out. But in the book, it's a process. She researches, connects clues, understands patterns, and before she's attacked, she leaves behind something critical, a piece of paper. That clue helps Harry and Ron understand what they're dealing with. The movie keeps the outcome, but removes the reasoning, which makes the solution feel simpler than it actually is. Ginny's character is also very different. In the movie, she mostly stays in the background. But in the book, there are clear signs that something is wrong. She looks nervous, tries to speak, almost reveals something important more than once. At one point, she tries to tell Ron something, but gets interrupted. These moments build tension. They make you question what's happening. In the movie, these signs are mostly removed, so the final reveal feels more sudden. And then there's the diary itself. In the book, Harry doesn't just randomly start writing in it. Ink spills onto the pages, but instead of staining them, it disappears. That's what makes the diary feel strange, and that's what pulls Harry in. In the movie, this detail is completely removed. The diary simply exists, without that first moment of curiosity. There's another detail the movie completely skips: the vanishing cabinet. In the book, when Harry is in Borgin and Burke's, he hides inside a cabinet. While hiding, He overhears Draco and Lucius Malfoy, and Lucius mentions something specific: a cabinet at Hogwarts. At the time, it feels like a small detail, but later in the series, that same cabinet becomes extremely important. The movie removes this completely, which means the connection is lost. Another moment the movie changes is the flying car crash. In the film, Harry and Ron crash into the Whomping Willow, and the scene ends there, but in the book, the consequences continue. Ron's wand is broken, and it stays broken. Throughout the story, it backfires, causes problems, and affects key moments. This isn't just an accident. It creates a lasting weakness. The movie shows the crash, but removes the consequences. And then there's a clue most people miss: the spiders. In the book, spiders are running away from something. Ron notices this, and they follow them, which leads them to Aragog. This isn't random. The spiders are afraid of the basilisk. It's a clue hidden in plain sight. The movie shows spiders, but doesn't clearly connect them to the mystery. Even Lockhart's character is different. In the movie, he's comedic. In the book, he's exaggerated. He gives quizzes about himself, forces attention, constantly tries to stay in the spotlight. These details make him feel more real and more irritating. The movie tones this down significantly. Another important difference is how the school reacts to Harry. After the snake incident, students in the book begin to fear him. They avoid him, talk about him, start to believe he might be responsible. That tension spreads across the school. In the movies, this is barely explored, which makes the mystery feel more contained. But in the book, it feels like the entire school is affected, and that's the pattern. The movie keeps the main story, but removes the smaller details that explain everything: the clues, the build-up, the reasoning behind each discovery. And when those details are removed, the mystery becomes simpler, and the world becomes smaller. Subscribe to @InctoScreenYT for the next breakdown.